I'm not talking to you now. Sorry, I just tickled myself. I'm like, oh! Mr. Wave. You literally legs, arms, and a head. What the fuck? Oh my god! Firing blanks.
Mine. I spoke that.
Please you can, and boom. Oh. I pressed a random button and it was the button for this thing I'm already on. We offered Side-Eye Guy's asshole up to the incubus/succubus. Nothing happened to his bumhole.
It's a noxious odour and it smells pretty rotten, and I've got a strong suspicion it's coming from your bottom.
I get brown and pink mixed up. Fuck off. No. Marilyn Monday. I saw that video. Happy birthday, Mr. Beardo. And chat of sorting laundry, so much laundry. Christmas Day. We're ending in 10 minutes. Turkey battle cry. Beardo looks like a white camp Mr. T. A pitbull. CRL, if you clip that,
Oh, Beardo! Hello,
is...
chat. I was about to write in the chat, buongiorno.
Scared the shit out of me shouting that loud. Look at this shit. Didn't line with my nipple. We'll end the introduction early. Vlad Tepes with the 16 months, you legend. This is for you guys. You all rule. YouTube actually told you about the stream. Wonders will never cease. Vlad Tepes. Right, let's get some tunes on in the back. I say tunes, it's literal dog shit music. Bill Stacey, thank you for the 9 months. That is a YouTube baby, sir. And I know I spell people's names wrong on occasion, not on purpose. With a little bit of luck, next door, the in-laws, my sister-in-law is sat there because we've been over the pub for an hour or two. We were trying to think of a nickname because we don't want to dox her on stream. So she is now Sister C. Sister C. So say hello to Sister C. She will know exactly what that means. Dan Lagore, thank you for the 15 months. Congrats on your nominations. I appreciate you. Wanderer, thank you for the £2 or $2. Appreciate you, Wanderer. Call him the Wanderer, the Wanderer. Dean Bailey with the 28 months. Tom 44 with the 17 months. Let's go. Making me right. Hello there, hello there, hello there. Give 5 minutes and then I'll do the reading of the names. Aneurysm, hello. Get me on that board, sir. Absolutely John Boy Patton. Mary Shortass. That made me laugh last week. John Boy, you're on the list. The good list. Like Santa, but with a dyed beard. Look at this shit. White lines everywhere. I'm getting errors trying to say hello. I can see you, Hammertoe. Hello. Granny Dumpling, hello. Wait.
Piss off, ghost!
I got you, Granny Dumpling. Wanderer, 19 months. Texas, USA. Or Texas. I said Texas before somebody unsubscribed and called me uncouth. Fucking rude if you ask me. Susan Hornby. So, good evening, Three Spires. So, when we end tonight, Mike from Real Evidence, have already somehow edited the video that we recorded on Thursday. We didn't get home till Friday, but he's done it. He's done it. What a knob. Johan, let's go with a 13 months. Appreciate you. My chair just slipped. You're Johan DW when I'm writing. Just saying. Dragon Blood, let's go. Good luck on the GPN awards. Yeah, I'm going to discuss this in a sec, and we'll discuss the awards. We'll discuss how important that is, or how important I feel it is. Maybe I've got ideas above my station, but, you know, the bunkers normally get a side eye, you know? Dragon. Mike, oh! I think I missed one in there somewhere. With Dragon Blood. Steve Dodsley, £5. Been in Taiwan for a few weeks. What have I missed? I haven't caused any carnage for a change. Steve Dodsley. I haven't caused any carnage. I've been well behaved. Done nothing. Right, we'll do participants, and then we'll have a bit of a discussion. I mean, at the bunker. The bunker being nominated for 2 awards at a paranormal convention. Andrew Hills, yes, you can have the 10 month. Chris Williams, I will do it in a second. Back me, I'm working overtime, yeah?
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Rawside, good evening. Right, I'm going to do the participants a bit quick. You might have to put up shit here, because my chair is pushing my hat forward. It's disgusting. Katie K! Thank you. I appreciate that. You got an E? Yeah, you got an E. Nailed it. Big Max Golf, I think I will have to get you a new cap saying legend. I mean, I'm still wearing the Ghost Quest hat, but we've got new blankets on the... Basically, we've got throw blankets on the living room sofas. Look at that. They just keep molting. Thank you, Big Max. Daniel Green, thank you for the £2. Congratulations on your nominations, Mr. B. I appreciate it. Now, I know this may be a weird thing for a streamer to say that is trying to earn a crust and stuff, but could nobody subscribe, donate, or anything for the next couple of minutes? I want to read all your names out. And then I want to have a brief discussion about how important I think it is that the bunkers are being recognised amongst the paranormal community. And I know for a fact that the Paranormal Monkey podcast agrees with this. So tonight we have Bristol Paranormal Hunters UK, Mysteries Untold by Michael Birkin, Adam WBA, Alex Artemis Greenhoward I, Andrew Hills, Anissa Gardner, Big Max Golf, Bill Stacey, Blue Sky Lissa, Bob the Beard, Boogie 1961, Brad P, Bristolian Kiwi, Bruce Beaver, Kathy Lee, Christian, CRL, Cujo, Dad SRS, Daniel Green, Dante Solar Blood, that's a new name, Dean Bailey, Deb Wolf, Debs M, DJ Kenshi, Dragon Ranger, Friday House, Gillian Daniels, Giuseppe Stromboli, Granny Dumpling, Hamato, Jan R, Jay's Mixed Bag, Jenny J, Jed Hudson, John Boy Patton, Julie N, Katie K, Chris Williams, Laura Wilson, Lyron Mandy Priest. I forgot where I was. Margaret Kieran. It's jumped. Martin Bugard, Mary Short Ass, Royce Megan, Behind Blue Eyes. You don't know what it's like. Mike's Mysteries, Mike. Oh. Mickey, Miss Kelly, Monique D, Mrs. Bob the Beard, Hannah Connor, Mystic Mimo, Nancy, One Annalise, Paranormal Fun, Rawside Paranormal, Robo Murphy, Roger Bowen, Sandra BPH UK. Hello, Sandra. Simon MC. Spancer, Spookfest, Steve Dodsley, Susan Holmby, Tan, the Paranormal Monkey. Why is shit jumping? Terry Martin, The Paranormal Monkey, 3 Spires, Tom 44, Vixen Move, Vlad Tepes, Wayne's World of Rock Music, William Wayland, and The Wanderer. Right, it's jumped loads. If I missed your name, turn up earlier. So yeah, we've done that. Sorry, I'm taking my hat off. Got to put up the shit hair and the fucking grey stripes. I don't care. So, I went to GPN Parameet in June of 2025, this year. I had a fantastic time, and I was quite surprised by how kind and welcoming people were of debunkers. There was a lady, and she pulled me aside and was like, what do you think of this, 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 this? How dare you? And then I was like, this, 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 this. And then she was like, actually, I'm going to subscribe. You make a lot of sense, sir. Sweet Goth, how are you doing? Jennifer Taylor, I didn't mean to miss you either. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I spent ages getting photographs done with people. Very nice experience, very pleasant. And then they asked me to come back in June 2026 and to do a talk on the stage, you know, line up the auto cue and shit. I was like, amazing. That's pretty fucking cool, you know. There were people there that were into witchcraft, people that believed in whatever you can think of in the paranormal. People believed in that. And they were all very welcoming of me, which was mind-blowing. And then they want me to come back, which is cool, do a talk. But I've been nominated for 2 awards. Jennifer Taylor, thank you for the 2. I did shout your name out. And there you go. So yeah, and Justin from the Paranormal Monkey podcast commented on this, and he was like, it's about time that the debunkers and the debunking community were recognized widespread in the paranormal community. And I'm like, yeah. And when you think about it, we won't mention names. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? We won't mention names, but there are channels out there much larger than myself, that this Parameet, GPN, Global Paranormal Network, they could invite, name a faker that may turn up and get triple the people want to buy tickets to meet the heroes or whatever. And they didn't do that. They invited a debunker to do a speech, and they put a debunker forward for 2 awards, which I don't give a shit if I win. Just to be nominated as the first debunker, I think it's probably the first debunker at any convention in the UK that has ever been nominated for anything. And I think that is an absolute fucking win. And I hope that next year they do a debunking category, where they're like best debunker, or I don't know, debunker with the fucking worst mask. Because I don't wear one. I'm joking, clearly. But I think that's absolutely incredible. I think it shows that there is a shift in the paranormal, and I think that people are looking for more legitimate investigators, and they're leaning on the debunkers to find those legitimate investigators. And because now there are more debunkers that investigate than there are that don't, which I think is fucking brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. I have paranormal event companies reaching out to me to go to locations to help them out. I've had a guy message me, hey, I'm in Northern Ireland. Do you want to come on a tour of Northern Ireland? And I'll take you around all these haunted locations, and we'd value your input. Me and Mike from Real Evidence went on a paranormal investigation as part of an event company, and they just picked our brains all night. And they were like, oh, what about the cat balls? And we dismissed it. And they're like, oh, we got to use them for the community, but we'll put controls in place. And I'm like, this is a good thing. A really fucking good thing. Hey, AV Stevie, thank you for the $100. And I appreciate you for the congratulations, my friend. I genuinely hope that this is the start of something new for debunkers being recognised as part of the paranormal community. I really do. Mama Geek, is Sister Geek still there? Because we're going to call her Sister C. Chat, Sister C. I think it's fantastic. It's something that I know Justin's behind because he's commented on the Facebook stuff about time debunkers were recognised. Maybe another category could start from it. I really do hope so. Because you get all these guys doing shady shit and lying and whatever. Won't get too deep into it. But then at some point, people running paranormal conventions have asked for debunkers. I think that's fucking incredible. The Side-Eye guy has just been out in Australia with Cag and Alison. And he's done talks at a convention. It's incredible. Debunkers not only being taken seriously, but not being seen as the enemy. Beardo, you forgot Granny's piss off ghost. I didn't, but here you go.
Piss off, ghost!
Or Younger Geek. No, the only reason I said Sister C is because if she's in the chat, she'll know exactly what I've just called her. HauntX TV, hello to you. We need debunkers to make the fakers accountable. It's not so... Yes, I agree. Debunkers make fakers accountable. But at the same point, we do educate people. It's not about saying, oh, that's fake and you're a liar. Sometimes it's about, hey, that's a natural sound that you have mistaken because you haven't understood compression. Things that I'm learning about right now. Kenny will dismantle SLS and equipment and photography. Mythos with photography, fantastic. The Shape with editing. The Side-Eye guy, more in line with research, looking at locations. Dandalf across the board, just a fantastic debunker. And Mike from Real Evidence. How good a debunker has Mike from Real Evidence become? Because he's got 3 years of week after week after week going out and investigating. Sorry, Supernatural, thank you for the 9 months. Appreciate you, sorry, Supernatural. Can I get a Possum Pete? Which one? You can have the big music one. Oh, well. Oi, Beardo. Wait, I saw it. Oi, Beardo, that's my daughter you called Sister. I know, she deserves it. Agree, debunkers do educate. We do, and listen, we do comedy. None of the debunkers just do the debunk straight up. You know, we all have a bit of fun and do other stuff. But to be recognised amongst certain conventions, I think, is fantastic. Bookie, how are you doing? I appreciate it. Thank you for the 20 months. Thank you for being proud of me. Yeah, I think it's a massive win. Not just a win for the debunking community, but a win for the debunking community and the real paranormal community. Because I'll say this, when people say, I want para-unity, by all means you can have it. You can have para-unity as long as you admit to being fucking fake and take a step aside and let the real guys in. Because the real guys are not the ones getting the views. I mean, the biggest real paranormal communities are Paranormal Quest, is it? And the Ouija Brothers. They are the biggest ones, and their views are so dwarfed by out-and-out bullshitters and disrespectful, nasty, horrible people. Kind of sours the mood. Fantastic, I've taken your advice. You'll enjoy tomorrow's video. I've done the 3-part thing like you suggested. Pupsy Sebastian, how you doing? Tell me why no Backstreet Boys merch. Hey, Casty, for your £2, you can have this.
Tell me why
nothing but a heartache. Tell me why he ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. You like Paranormal Quest and the Ouija Brothers? So do I. And listen, I'm not saying you've got to enjoy the channels that I enjoy. I mean, there are still people raking me over the coals because of my friendship with certain chat. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Fist pump for the BPPs. Bristol Paranormals, let's go. The real paranormal field never started on YouTube. I was now spilling within it, which is good for awareness and interest in the field. I absolutely agree. I mean, YouTube for years, it was a fucking rough ride, man. The only people on Facebook were fakers, and then there are a handful, a little pitter-patter of these real channels. Beck Keynes, thank you for the 24 months. And I'm not saying that any of these channels are scientific, because they're not. I am not a scientific debunker. I am a video editing debunker and a common sense debunker. There are certain things. There was a video I watched last week, and I for the life of me, I couldn't work it out. I sent it to Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle went, I don't know. I can give you an idea of it. And then I watched the second video, and I was like, I don't know. Kenny couldn't answer the last one. He can't answer this one. I sent it to Papel, and then Papel was like, don't know. As it was, I worked the second one out on my own. The first one, I think me and Kenny have nailed it. And this is all stuff coming in the future. Inhale 3 coffees and good. Sorry if we missed anyone. It's Beera's fault. We went to the pub. Hang on. You were in the pub before me. And then Sister C was like, you coming to the pub? I said, no, I'm streaming. And then I ended up in the pub. Handfuls of real paranormal channels are still out there. We do exist. Absolutely we do. And when I worked with HauntX TV, who go to some fantastic locations, by the way. HauntX TV, one of them is a medium. And when they asked me to work with them, I was like, I hope you don't mind that I don't believe in mediums. So I'm going to turn up. You may even hear my fucking eyes roll into the back of my skull because I don't believe in what you do. And he said, fine, come with me anyway. Which is the only reason I went. Because he wasn't trying to convince me of anything. We get to the event. I meet them both, and very nice people. Justin was there as well. And then we have a discussion. Do I believe in psychic mediums still? No, I don't. But Ali wasn't offended by that. Ali was like, fine. I mean, we can go out more often, and then maybe I can convince you, which I'm all up for. But he didn't try to cold read me. He didn't try to do any of his shit. It was just like, I wanted to see if a psychic medium could stir something up. And when it didn't, he just went, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And I'm like, right, cool. Cool, let's go out more and see if we can. Anne Robinson, thank you for the £10. Congratulations on the nominations to all the other nominees. There's some good people. Obviously, Justin Paranormal Monkey Podcast has been voted. Don't Scare Claire. Ghosts on Trent. I think that's fantastic for all of those guys. Double K, thank you. It just seems there's a bit of a shift, you know? If we're just going to call it as it is, and if somebody wants to clip it and send it to them, nobody has said, hey, Ghost Theory, do you want to come to this paranormal event because you've got X amount of subscribers? Let's invite the debunkers. Let's invite the Paranormal Monkey Podcast. Just saying. There's some very good people nominated, and Justin. Oh, fantastic. Come on. I just saw your little... Why have I done a G? Fuck me, I struggle with spelling that. Your fantastic pub now. Priority AI. You're just priority. But thank you for the £2. But I think it's great. I think it's great that paranormal investigation teams are asking people to go out with them. Event companies have started asking us to go out, asking our opinion on equipment and stuff. And while they don't just bend over and say, okay, the debunkers are right, I'm sorry, they're like, right, we still want to do the S test, but can you think of a better way to do it? It's a start, because this didn't exist that long ago. And while people credit me with being far bigger than I absolutely am, the Shape and Dandalf, they started this. There are other guys, but they've been and gone. But the Shape and Dandalf started this, and I think it's important that we remember the first two. Because we've all had, I don't think Dandalf's ever had death threats because he's too polite. But a lot of us had death threats. I know the Shape has. All over being honest. And I think it's important that we are finally getting recognition. And if a debunking award comes up all by itself, somebody said to me, there was a dickhead in the comments trying to feed off certain recent events that I'm not getting into. He's like, what if so-and-so won? And I'm like, good. Good. If the Sheep, if Dandalf, Crow of Judas, even Papal deserves more recognition than he. Any of the debunkers, Mythos, whoever, whether they're doing it now or not, it don't matter. They paved the way because Papal was before me, Crow of Judas was before me, Sheep was before me, Dandalf was before me. If I've learnt more from any one or two channels than anyone else, it will have to be Dandalf and Papal. Papal taught me how to edit, to be fair. But Dandalf taught me how to mask and how to spot masking. And sometimes I get it fucking wrong. So it's Dandalf's fault. Thank you, Slick. Appreciate the two there, Slick. Beardo is singing Backstreet Boys in his head daily. He's definitely not. Definitely not. I always tell others they're welcome to join for an investigation. If there are any doubts of what we do or see or experience. To be fair, me and Mike from Real Evidence, they knew what they were taking on. They took us to this event in Cardiff and they were fantastic. And we gave our arguments as to why you dropped the SLS, dropped the cat balls, and they were like, but we've got to entertain. Fine. Absolutely fine. But they were very honest with their guests that none of this is proof of the paranormal. And they were very honest with this could be fun. That's got to be a new thing, right? Maybe since the rise of the debunkers. Because it has been a rise. I mean, I'm on 60-something K. Segs, what, 55-ish K? That's fucking huge. I had somebody comment the other day, oh, Beardo, you should be 100k by now. And I was like, well, why? Why would I be 100k? Because there's not many of us out there. It's not a big niche, you know? Bizarre. Do you think paranormal tours will go out of business because debunkers have uncovered a veil of lies and the people's perception? No. I don't, the bandana banana. I think that event companies are starting to change how they work because of debunkers. And I think that's far better. Far better. Mike's Mysteries. Debunkers make the best investigators. I mean, I'm a good investigator. I'm a terrible fucking video editor. You're on the board, Mike's Mysteries. Like, my investigation videos, I try to do what the Ouija brothers do. Get that good B-roll, that nice colour grade, and make it entertaining. I can't fucking do it. Respect to any of those guys that put those videos out. It is bastard hard to do. My subs are up and down constantly. I lost 20 subs last week. Not sure. I said maybe. I don't understand why you lose. I mean, I can tell from certain videos I've put out. And I get it. But you... Hey, don't get that. What it could be... Lollipop Beaver, thank you for the £2. What it could be, Dandalf, is the new AI thing of rooting out AI and bought subs and stuff. I know you don't buy subs, but they're getting rid of a lot of accounts. There shouldn't be bots accounts and stuff. They've been targeting it with AI. but they've targeted the wrong people by what I've been seeing. Oh, there you go. CRL's just said could be accounts getting nuked. Basically, YouTube's full. It's full. It's difficult to master the cinematic edit. I can't get fucking B-roll edit. There's a difference between B-roll and cinematic. The Ouija brothers do cinematic. Ghost Theory. I don't have much good to say about them, but they make the best looking videos on the platform. They do what Mindseed would do in 5 years ago, and they've ramped it up to fucking 11. Amazing editors, color graders, storyboards. But they're very, very good at what they do. Bots are everywhere on YouTube. Oh, you can tell bot comments as well, because they will see something like pretty video, thanks to the education, and you've made a fart in video or something. Gained 7 last night. Yeah, YouTube's up and down, especially right now, because YouTube have leaned into this AI, and it's been brutal. Obviously, don't check the count that much. YouTube analytics love telling me about. Funny you should say that, because I get emails off vidIQ back when I thought they knew what they were talking about. And I still get them. And vidIQ sent me an email saying I dropped 200 subscribers. Like, what the fuck? Really? And I dropped 200 subscribers this month. But I gained 300, so it is what it is. Dante Soulblood, thank you for the 2. Came for the ghost, stayed for the person. Facts. I appreciate that, Dante. It means a lot. Yeah, YouTube's in a weird place right now. I've seen some big... Who's talking shit to the mods? Ghost Theory filmmakers, they know what they're doing. Video production, absolutely, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Makes my... AI, Dandalf covered it in his video today, and if you haven't watched it... Was it today or yes? I don't know, Dandalf's done a lot of videos this week. But he covers AI... And my debunking video tomorrow, I couldn't work out how it was done. I eventually worked it out, because it's that tit in Manchester. But I asked Papel to debunk it, and Papel couldn't debunk it. But then what Papel did was, he used AI and sent me 2 videos that will never see the light of day, because we worried that other people will see what he did in 10 minutes. And it was fucking scary, man. We saw this thing lift up and fly around the room, and you couldn't tell it was AI. And then he took the piss completely. Had a ghost walk in, pick up the plate, look at the bottom of it, and frisbee it. That will never see the light of day. But that's what somebody who knows what they're doing can do. There was little giveaways here and there that it was AI. But holy shit. Imagine, like Mr. Gray said, 3 to 5 years. 11 years old today, Dandalf. You nuked your channel once, right? From, was it gaming? And then you went into, like, design or something, and then into the paranormal? 11 years. Cyber incident response has become a huge task due to AI. Hopefully, the deep fake stuff will start to point out what's really going on with AI. But even that will render most of us. Stream Elements is a bot. Yeah, I set it up for timed commands. I have never debunked the Watcher. Or Watcher. Because I can't sit through an episode. I know everybody loves Watcher. I don't. No. The guy who's been skeptical for so long and seems to... play to the other guy, and the other guy is still screaming and scared of everything this many years in. I don't believe any of it. Sorry, all you need now is a good prompt. Yeah, I've been watching it, Dandalf. I think we discussed this Tuesday. That although I'm not using it, I've been watching a lot of AI stuff, because as a debunker, I need to learn about it. And it's fucking scary. One tags, thank you for $4.99, 153 subscribers, never created any content. Like Mackie and Amanda. That comment is fucking amazing. Never created any content like Mark and Amanda. Could sick Piper get a wee, please? Piper, I'm sorry that you're sick. I've lost my button. Hang on. Kaza, just spotted you there. Hello to you. Horror, how are you doing? I have already put your name on the board. I'm calling you Carla because I fucking hate my accent when I say horror. Sounds rude. I'll never be rude to Carla, that has been very supportive of this channel. Just saying. Just saying. Peter, have you got any plans to go out with your nephew soon? Not this side of Christmas. I'm not doing any paranormal investigations this side of Christmas, and I'm not doing any gaming streams this side of Christmas. I need to take my foot off the gas a bit. I've been, for 3 years, I've been foot to the floor, go for it, and I'm starting to fucking feel it a little bit. I am so burnt out, it is unreal. Tired, loss of sleep, and so much shit in the real world. I need a bit of a break, so I've cut back on what I'm doing. There'll still be 3 videos on the Tuesday and the Sunday, but everything else, after I've edited the 2 investigations that I've got, everything else can wait until the new year, just so I can recoup a bit. Ali S, thank you for the £5. Quite a few investigators get abuse when they receive evidence to validate and debunk it. Then the owner has a shit fit. Well, yeah, I mean, I know of a content creator. Joe Vitale, are you still in the chat? I'm going to sign up to Sora AI for some upcoming video experiments to do with the paranormal. They wanted £20. It'll be next month. I know that feeling, brother. I know that feeling. But you're always rude. FYI, your sister C sounds not so nice coming from you. It was meant to sound horrible. Old age creeping up on you. Johan, it's a mixture of old age and I've been like foot to the floor for 3 years. And I've got to a point where I'm turning on paranormal videos to debunk. And I'm just like, I can't. This is dog shit. Things change. Carla is perfect, thank you. Loves you, and Mrs. Geek. I appreciate that, Carla, thank you. Dandalf warned me about this fucking 2 years ago. He's like, carry on the way you go when you're going to burn out. And I've burned out a couple of times. I've had a couple of breaks. This year, I actually took time off from the channel, but I was like, shit, I'm going to take this week off, so I'm going to record the 3 videos, then I can go live on this day, and then I can travel back the next day, and I think next year, if I say I'm taking a week off, I might not just put anything out. Maybe not, I don't know, but yeah, sometimes you just need a break. What's the whiteboard for? Basically, anyone that subscribes, there's a super chat, donates, gift subscriptions. They hit the board of legends. That gets them posted to the YouTube community section, Facebook, and Discord. And you can screenshot it because your name's on the board. Just a little thank you. Geordie Explore, hello to you. Change the date at the top of your whiteboard. What? 16th. Oh. What do you mean? If you don't read Megan's comment, going back in time. Beto, you put Octo. I'm fine. I didn't look. Idiots. Is Mrs. Geek have 2 birthdays this year? Yes. That's why I did it. Don't tell it. Oh, she's going to work. It's fine. Clint, the notorious TTG. The whiteboard is a month. I mean, you lot took 38 minutes to notice it, so don't fucking give me any shit. You're all banned. Everyone that noticed that, you're banned. Burnout is so bad. Yeah, I've seen people have got really ill from burnout. I haven't got ill. I've just got to a point where sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to make anything. I don't want to record anything. And that is such a stupid thing for me to think. I got the best job in the world, but sometimes you can put too much into something. To schedule some videos to go up that week and make the odd one. See, Cash, I agree with that. My plan is I'm going to make a bunch of top 5 videos and then store them on my hard drive. And then if I get a week where I can't find anything or I'm feeling a bit shit, I can schedule a top 5 here and there. Happy unbirthday, Beard Ho. I mean, the unbirthday, fine. The Beard Ho, no. Jennifer Taylor, yes, you can.
Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick. Mary loves Dick.
You deserve a break, especially with the holidays around the corner. December ain't going to be my break. I've had this brainstorm where for 25 days of December, the 25 days, you know, from the 1st till the 25th, I'm going to do 25 videos as well as my usual live streams, just for the fucking hell of it. But then I'm going to take the first 2 weeks of January completely off. No live streams, fuck all. Maybe. I don't know. I'm a fucking workaholic. Carrie Ann, thank you for the 199. It's not my birthday, you banned.
Yes, we all know Mary likes it. Copy me. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, Carl. What was that?
Paranormal bullshit is. I wish they could keep me busy, but none of them are doing anything new. Lee has started really haunted. He has started using masking and stuff again, and he's got kind of good at it. He's done a few things recently where I'm like, how in the fuck has he done that? It's taken me hours to work it out. Disgusting. Beardo, your blue butt was awesome. Thank you, Sandra. But I would prefer Ryan's tongue to not be in my ass. Can I have a Negan, please? Yes, you can, Polly.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
AdSense in December is double. Yeah, Purple told me 2 years ago. Save some content, release it all in December. AdSense is this, that. Never listened to him. Purple always gives me advice that I never listen to. And the other day, I actually went to the Four Crosses. Purple lives quite close. So I met up with Purple for breakfast. And I'll be fair, Purple gave me a dressing down. He was like, why have you done this stupid fucking shit video here? Why have you done that? Why have you said... And he meant it with all of the love, because only a true friend would speak to you that way. And I appreciated every syllable he said to me. Yes, you can get a dude, bro. Fuck.
Dude, bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
January is a dark month. Yeah, I've always been told January's really bad. What video was that? The one where I fought back against the book in the comment section. Purple had a good fucking go with me for that. And he should have. I probably shouldn't have put it out, but I'm a mouthy prick in real life. And this is what the only bit he agreed with me was that at least I'm true to myself, that I'm a dick in real life and I was a dick in the video.
Hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Sorry.
Hot diggity, this kind of thing that just...
Oh, fuck off! Adorn me, Beardo! Fucking A! It's perfect!
Richard Felix and Kieran Keith did a collaboration. Did they? Ooh, Kazza, you're on the board. I'd like to see that. What channel was it on? Just really heartwarming. And I mean heartwarming because Kieran is obviously a huge influence on me. I've had about 9 emails now, all saying that they've gone to Uncanny, and when they've said to Kieran, "Oh, have you ever heard of Beardo?" Kieran always sings my praises. That means a lot, because I am a bit of a dick. I was talking to doing a stage show. They've done it for years. It's shit. My mum was sad about everything. Hope you're. I saw it. I saw the guy in the rubber dinghy and another guy with a canoe in Monmouth and Penarth. Horrible. Suze D. I hope your house is safe. I hope your house is safe.
Rawr. Rawr.
And you're on the board. Yeah, the fucking rain. I drove home in that storm from Cannock. Brutal. I aquaplaned 3 times. I walked in the house and my right sleeve was soaked. And Mrs. Geek was like, "Why is your arm wet?" I was like, "I didn't sleep." So I drove home with the window open. The rain kept me awake. I think Mythos went and did a video on his own experience. Laura Wilson, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate you, Laura. Thank you very much. If you have had any gifted tonight, please thank the gifters. Appreciate it. Like Blue Sky Lissa just have. Blue Sky Lissa. You're a legend, just saying. Nancy, hello to you. Beardo, strange, I've not heard you mention Kieran before. I try not to, you know. I try not to, because I think I've influenced him. William C. Grave. Good evening to you, sir. If you don't know who William C. Grave is, he is the author of The Lady in the Bay Window. Both of those books are absolutely fantastic. In fact, this one's out here because I'm on the second read through. When I'm waiting for videos to render and stuff, I read. Or, like earlier today, I dropped into the Segs live. But yeah, I read. And those books are so fucking good. So if you haven't, Mr. Grieve, it's not your fucking name, but I haven't got the link from my computer's not logged into my computer's not logged into anything with money in case it gets hacked. So all my money stuff is on my phone, so an alert will be straight away. Otherwise, I would link your book. Although I am a subscriber, thank you for all the gift memberships and donations. Oh, absolutely. Glad you liked it. The audiobook is coming soon. And you've got a stage show, right? There's a theatre show. Jennifer, I'm saying right. I know because he's offered me a free ticket for me and my wife. Jennifer Taylor, thank you for the 3 months. Oh, I've had private conversations with Mr. Grieve, and there were certain video evidence that he sent me, and I was like, I think I can explain this with, and then I explained it, and he didn't tantrum, and he didn't say, "How dare you?" He was like, thank you for your input. I appreciate that. I'll look into that. What more could you want? Hammer Toe, thank you for the $4.99. Don't overdo it in December. Video. Yeah, I'm gonna go hard at December, and then January just be like, fuck it, take some time off, like proper time off. Certainly, I can't wait for that, pal. Should be a great night if it's half as good as the rehearsal. I can't wait. I'm not a fan of stage shows. I've never enjoyed a stage show. And then I went to watch Uncanny. And I've been to stage shows before, I just never enjoyed them. The Uncanny stage show was fucking epic. So good. I was trying to debunk shit while I was there because they had some special effects that went on in real time. And I was like, that was mad. Holy shit, Ghost Tweener with a 50 gifted. Ghost Tweener, we'll write your name really big for the 50 gifted. Ghost Wiener. I've been waiting to do that for ages. Thank you for the gift. 50 gifted, my friends. Thank you very, very much. Guys, obviously, if you've been gifted with one of those massive 50s, please thank him. Thank you for support to those who said they've just bought a book or two. They're good reads. They're good reads. Even if you don't believe in the paranormal, if you just want a creepy tale to make you go to bed with your asshole twitching like a rabbit's nose, it'll do it. Understated horror, in a way. Creeps the shit out of me. William, when am I coming to your house? Right, actually, yeah, now you've said about the farts, I'll mute the desktop audio so the farts are not going off consistently, because I've had some complaints. I've had some complaints. Some people have unsubscribed because of the farts. Beardo, is that Wiener to skate? None of your bloody business. The invite is there, buddy. Hey, I appreciate. Do you know what? I don't care if I'm allowed to film. I just want to see if I can see the lady in the bay window or get that creepy feeling. I haven't set up the Burt Mickey. I should have. I did set up. I'll get in trouble for this again, but fuck 'em. Derek, are you there?
Ooh, Jade, you buried me alive.
That's nothing. Mandy just killed me for the fun of it.
I find you guilty. Beardo, do you believe psychics actually exist? I don't. Listen, I work with Ali from Haunt X TV, and I'll work with him again. He's a psychic medium. Unlike a lot of psychic mediums, he doesn't accrue money for it or rip people off or force themselves into people's homes under false pretenses. I believe that Ali believes his gift. Sorry, Ali, I didn't mean to call you a gift. I know you hate that term. I believe Ali believes that he is a medium. He definitely believes it. He's not your run-of-the-mill bullshit con artist. He's not. And he's one of the only psychic mediums I've met so far that I will work with again and again, because if a psychic medium can stir something up and change my mind, then go for it. Absolutely go for it. I'll work with him again. But there's a few that I won't. I had emails this week asking me to help some well-known people in the paranormal out a psychic medium. And I was going to do it until these people had the police turn up at their doors, threatening to arrest them for hate crimes because they spoke out on Facebook and said they'd got a debunker in. Beardo, we need a conversation offline. Dandalf, don't shout at me. I've already been shouted at by Purple. Sir? Crap, can't type again. I know the feeling. Ghost, it dies if you can feel it. Constantly ask, is it in? What? Can you explain how I think of something and a couple of days later that exact event would happen? I mean, is that mediumship or... I wouldn't like to answer because I don't know enough about it. And if I don't know something, I mean, these days, I certainly need to be like, I don't know. PGWG, thank you for the gifted. I'm so sorry for my handwriting. I run out of room. Standoff going to shout at me. Nah, I won't spam people. I can spam myself. Used to believe I was a medium. Then my belly. Yeah, I used to believe I was an XL. Precognition, yeah. I mean, there are. I'm not saying this applies to you. There are things with your memory, false memories and stuff, that can convince you that you remembered something before you did. There are also your brain can slow down, and so the only way I can describe it is your brain can buffer, and it can cause you to think you've already seen or done something. But one of the most convincing things I ever heard, I like corned beef. One of the most convincing, a random question. One of the most convincing things I ever heard was a story of a girl. I knew the girl and her friends, and she had a panic attack and woke up thinking that she was covered in glass. And she had this thing that there was going to be an explosion near her, and everyone thought she was mental. And 2 days later, there was a famous explosion at a running event. And what she described in her room actually happened. I was told of that after the event. So could I have been lied to? Potentially. But people liked her, people trusted her. Alright. Get a bus to a gig. I've never experienced anyone being able to foretell anything, but I've heard stories of people foretelling after the fact. I can't shit on something that I can't disprove. Temporal lobe epilepsy is weird, messes with your buffering, kind of like intense deja vu. Yeah. All humans are extremely good at pattern recognition, which makes us feel like we experienced something before because we recognize a pattern and fill in the blanks. Yeah. There are things that have happened to me in my life that I 100% would have told you 5 years ago were paranormal. And since this investigation debunking journey, I discount most of it. He brought some Cheetos to the investigation. We didn't open them. We took them home. We left them in the car and he didn't want to get... No. I took them in. Nobody... Listen, I took 2 tubs of Pringles. I took Cheetos. I took... No, I didn't take sausage rolls. That was you. I took the pasties. And some... Kelsey Davis says she's... Kelsey Davis is fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but Kelsey Davis is not a psychic medium. Kelsey Davis has looked at YouTube, seen a gap in the market, and says, oh, if I'm singing, dancing, shaking my titties, I can also say I'm a psychic medium. Kelsey Davis was convinced she was talking to a ghost, and Kalani debunked her because there was a fucking raccoon in the building. Beautiful question. What do you think of your Ouija board experience now after seeing this in a different light? I still don't know how that glass did this, shot across the room and exploded. But I think it's more down to human interaction than anything spiritual. While it scared the shit out of me, while it's something that will live in my head rent-free till the day I die, I'm utterly convinced that it was more to do with emotion, drink drugs, and because people were smoking weed and drinking out. No hard drugs. I think we caused that as opposed to the paranormal causing that. And then speaking to, I haven't spoken to everyone that was there. I've spoken to a few people that were there, and we all remember things differently, which means that my memory cannot be trusted, neither can theirs. But at some point in the middle, there's bits of the truth. But the only thing we all remember the same is the glass, this flicking sound, and then it turning up the right way and shooting across the room and breaking in midair. We all remember that. But was somebody too scared and the finger pressure was too hard on one side of the glass and the rest are very light? And because of pressure and heat, it was in February was the cold in my mum's dining room, which was very cold back then. We had a gas fire that you had to click on, and it wasn't on. Had we somehow caused that glass to do that? The guitar amp that was on playing background looping noise, had something to do with it? All things that I would never have considered, but I think I've done 12 or 13 Ouija boards now. 12 or 13 since that, because I wouldn't have touched them until this channel. I've done 12 or 13, and the planchette has not moved a fraction. Even when we are shivering out in the cold, the planchette hasn't moved. Unless you had another glass breaking like that, then no. Could it have been paranormal? There could have been a paranormal element at play. There could have been. But logic is a bunch of teenagers. Some people were very upset. We were all very, very scared. There was alcohol, there was weed, there was a guitar playing feedback, some sort of resonance, somebody putting the wrong type of pressure. Could that have caused it? That's looking more logical to me. But it will forever be the scariest thing I've ever experienced, because there is still that part of my brain that says that was fucked up. And Biddle could probably debunk it somehow with science. Dandalf could probably debunk it with science. And to that I say, for that, you had to be in the room to experience the fear. I've been messing with Ouija boards for ages, nothing has happened. But my clutch of my car went last week, my brakes last month, and I need an oil change, family stuff, so who knows? Maybe the disrespect, Dandalf. I'll never be disrespectful to it, just in case. I used to be the guy that wouldn't touch one just in case. Now I'm not going to go on there, drag her all over the place and shout abuse and stuff, just in case. Which kind of means I must still believe to a degree. I hope that answers your question, Dandalf. But my mind, ultimately, yeah, the answer to the question is my mind has changed. Was it a haunted location? It was my mother's dining room, John Boy. But my mother's house. I grew up in what my grandmother, and a lot of my friends perceived to be a haunted house. My parents never experienced anything there as far as I knew. And then years and years and years after, because I was a sensitive kid, my mum admitted to seeing stuff, and yeah. I mean, I've got 2 Ouija boards in my house now. One is, I think it's still blue tacked to that cabinet, but behind there. And there's one outside of this room. Done plenty of drugs, never hallucinate glass breaking. Oh, the glass breaking was not a hallucination. It absolutely happened. Because we all run out of the house. 2 days later, my mum came home from Turkey and the glass was still broke. My ex, whatever, wouldn't walk into a room with a Ouija board because the planchette will go flying. I always disrespect the Ouija board simply because nothing happens. I'd be happy to have my mind changed. I'd be happy to have my mind changed, but so far, nothing. It hasn't moved a fraction of an inch. And I said this to Kenny. I think, Dandalf, I may have said this to you. I don't believe the idiomotor effect is a thing with Ouija boards. I think it's the idiot motor effect because somebody is pushing. I truly believe somebody is pushing. They've at least got to get that shit started, and then everyone else's brains kick in the idiomotor effect. But if you put 10 skeptics on a Ouija board for fucking 5 hours, that thing is not moving. I'm convinced of that. The idiomotor effect does not come into play when you've got skeptics. I don't think the board did it. I think all of you together did. Yeah, and then what's more bizarre, that a spirit channeled this energy and scared the shit out of us, or a bunch of pissed up stoned teenagers carried the fuck out of a glass in my mother's dining room. Because that is every bit of absurd. It's fucking absurd that we scared ourselves with a glass flies and breaks. I don't know. It's weird. And people are well within their rights to say that didn't happen because it sounds impossible. It sounds impossible to me, but I was there and it happened. I believe the ideomotor effect is 90% of what's happening. The other 10% is something trying to move it. That's my opinion. Yeah, but it's bugging me. All of these skeptics that I've done Ouija boards with and it doesn't move. Why? The biggest one was that the old manor house that I did with Dead Cold, Walk in the Weird and Dorset. And we were shivering. And our hands are doing this. And the planchette still didn't move. Someone moving it. Yeah, and I think that once that thing starts, that's the ideomotor effect. But if you've only got people that don't believe, I don't think it'll ever move, no matter what. Skeptics know the board works. Fair comment. But it's a shame that we can't access... At some point, like Johnny Mnemonic or something. Anyone remember that film, Johnny Mnemonic? What a film. They can plug something into your brain and they can extract your memories and play it back. So I could see what happened that night in real time from my own eyeballs and then everyone else that was there. Because I wonder how different it would be. Want to see the perfect Ouija board debunk? Go and watch Darren Brown. I've seen it. I don't think there's anything Darren Brown has ever released that I've not watched. Was it extreme? It was February the 14th or 13th going into the 14th. So it was extremely cold outside, but we were in my mum's dining room. But it was a very cold house. It was in the Rhondda Valleys, an old coal miner's house, a terraced house. That house got fucking cold. And that fire was not on, but there were a lot of us in that room. Have I seen Late Mungo? Do you know what? I think I did. I'm sure I watched it after it got recommended, but I can't remember what it was. Real Evidence, good evening. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to Ouija move it. Saw an entity that was pure dark, sensed it, and it sensed me. Yeah, I mean, while I can sit here and question some things like the Ouija board, seeing my great grandfather as a kid without knowing what the fuck he looked like still pickles me. And there will be people that can describe and shoo away that, but they weren't there. Peter bought a Ouija board, stored in my house, wasn't afraid of anything. Seems I was right. Hey, let's do a Ouija board, Mama Geek. The witch in Vitch was real. It was Satan all along, right? Okay, so do you know when you guys see CRL shouting at me because I don't listen to a word she says? And last Sunday, CRL said, watch The Witch, spelt with a double V. And I went, alright, I'll do it after the stream. I actually did. Because I turned it off the first time. I was like, this film is shit. I watched it the second time, and I was like, ooh. It took 20 minutes, because for 20 minutes I was like, I'm turning this off. Then shit started kicking up. The whole boo, that was cool as fuck. And then it got quite boring. And then by the time it ended, I'm sat there and I'm having a conversation with CRL, and I was like, I personally think that the goat was Satan all along. There was never a witch. It was Satan all along. And he was convincing her there was a witch in order to turn her into a loyal follower to become a witch. And it seemed to me to echo the Garden of Eden. The family were outcast because they didn't follow the rules, the sin. The goat was the snake. There we go. That's what I thought. And by the end, I still question what I watched now. And I said to CRL, I've watched it again. I've enjoyed it this time, but I'll never rewatch it again. And the more I questioned myself, the more I'm like, I need to rewatch this. Has Dandalf seen that? I'd like to get Dan Beard on my story haunts me this day. Was it real? Felt Well, right, I'm not a parapsychologist. I'm not a psychologist. I genuinely wouldn't feel comfortable answering your question at all. But I believe that you believe what you saw. At some point, I'm going to start reading some of these out and doing some short form content of people's stories as long as they all agree to them. But I have read it. And it sounds fucking terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Seeing The Witch I enjoyed. His voice is creepy though, right? Not Satan, the dad. When he talks. Wait, is Lake Mungo Call Me Chris and Selena Spooky Boo? Because I ain't watching that. I refuse. But if you're interested, there's a great breakdown video. At Cheryl, I've watched 3 different breakdown videos and none of them are the same. One was on my wavelength, that the devil was there all along. Where's your blueberry suit? Hey, Jennifer, I can't wear that thing in this house. That suit was fucking evil. That 3-minute video you watched, I think it's about 12 minutes uncut. I might put the uncut one up on YouTube. A suit. And then by the time I got up the stairs wearing that sleeping bag suit, Jesus. Ralph Ineson is greeting anything. Do you know, I know he played Galactus. I don't know what else he's been in. CZ's World. I haven't watched that one from CZ's World, but I watch a lot of CZ World. Because he did like a 3-hour breakdown of Pennywise just from the 2 movies and stuff. Oh, that's something Eden. Right. One of the guys in my local has the exact same voice as him. It's hilarious. They talk like this. Bear in mind I was training Special Forces. Oh, Will Troyes, I don't discount your take on things at all. Fucking terrifying. 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 Bucky, no matter what I did, my leg went into a sleeve. And then when I finally thought I had it on, it just fell apart on me. And I was like, what the fuck? And then when I eventually zipped it up and walked up the stairs, I was soaked in sweat. I took it off. I was bastard freezing again. CZ's World is great. Oh, yeah, absolutely. He did a really good Freddy Krueger one as well. Hey, Beto, have you ever had an out-of-body experience? I thought I did. I thought I did. 3 Spires. First thing I ever saw was getting that suit on. But looking back and understanding what I understand now, I didn't have an out-of-body experience. I entered a dream state because of unconsciousness and choking at the same time. Basically, I used to play rugby and I got tackled. And I don't know if the tackle knocked me out because it was all very dreamy and I remember kind of floaty-like. And I remember people circling me, but I was higher than them. But basically, I played rugby like a fucking idiot with chewing gum in my mouth. I got tackled, and either that knocked me out, or I hit the floor and that knocked me out, or partially knocked me out, and then chewing gum hit the back of my throat and it asphyxiated me. There's obviously a lack of oxygen, and I felt this really weightless sensation, like a gold glittery effect over the sky, and I thought I'd had an out-of-body experience. I hadn't. I was in some fucked up dream state because I nearly choked myself to death on chewing gum after being hit really hard. Mr. Gray, make the ones for the videos you disagree with the analysis on. I'd love to break down the movies and TV shows, but there's way better chances to do it alright. Dandalf, we could possibly do that on a live. Have a discussion about the Witch. We could watch it. I'll watch it again just to try and get my head around it, but take notes this time. We could actually, on your channel, by all means, have a discussion about it and what our thoughts are at the end of it, because I hated it the first time. I thought it was shit. Second time, like, there's a lot going on here. Do you believe or can Angel Rose, I suffer sleep paralysis. I absolutely suffer sleep paralysis, and I have seen The Hag. But it's always linked to stressful times in my life. I haven't experienced it for a long, long time. To the point we did a live stream about it, and I spoke about it, and I was like, every time I speak about sleep paralysis, I get it, and I'm terrified that I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to experience it, and I didn't. So, lack of oxygen explains a lot. Yeah, absolutely. My brain may have been filling in the blanks for whatever was shutting off. Thorlat. What? Sleep paralysis. Listen, I know the scientific reasoning behind sleep paralysis, but it's still fucking terrifying. And then some of my mods will be aware of this. I watched a documentary on sleep paralysis, and they were like, it's linked to night terrors, where people get up and act out their dreams, and there's a drug that can suppress that. And they give this guy, everyone they'd ever done it on, it worked. They couldn't get up, they didn't get sleep paralysis, and this one guy, he's in a hospital, he's wired up everywhere, and then he gets up out of the bed, he smashes the place up, and he's cocking a make-believe firearm and shooting. And the doctor at the end was just stood there like, that cannot happen. He never said the words, that was paranormal, but he said that is outside of the normal of what we can record. And I'm like, it's as good as paranormal to me. And it scared the fucking shit out of me. And that night, after watching that, I had sleep paralysis that. Oh, Thor Love and Thunder. I can get some enjoyment out of that film. Bits. But for the most part, don't let Taika Waititi go Taika Waititi too much. ACRL, maybe me, Mr. Gray, could get you on with us, because you were one of the biggest fans I know of that film. I've seen how much contention that film has caused. And I agreed with it. It's shit. Sleep paralysis whenever it's time for work. You only get sleep paralysis when you're on your back. I didn't see the Hat Man. I saw the Hag. I know this sounds bizarre, but I feel like if I tell my story aloud, it'll happen again. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. World to rights. I absolutely agree. Because we had a conversation about sleep paralysis 3 or 4 months ago, and I was fucking terrified that I was going to get it that night. Because it scares the shit out of me. I'd love to if you'd have me. I mean, I'm up for it. Obviously, if we're doing Dandalf's channel, it's up to Dandalf. But yeah, I'm not a content creator. It doesn't matter if you're a content creator. You know a lot about a subject that me and Dandalf both have an interest in that we want to discuss. And why not? Gets your L on within 30 seconds. She will be, excuse me, sir, you are wrong. It'll be brilliant. True. I had regular paralysis when I walked too much after I broke my neck. Yeah. I think that's definitely a little different, right? Don't have to be a content creator to talk about something. Absolutely not. I had a conversation with Parple earlier. Sorry, I've got to bolt upright because my back's hurting. I had a conversation with Parple this week, and Parple gave me this idea, and it was something I considered 2 years ago, and Mrs. Geek immediately shot it down because she's like, you're going to look like a twat because you don't know how to speak to people on occasion. I was like, all right, fair enough. And Parple's convincing me it's a good idea. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't know if I'm going to do it. Because I don't know if I can do it without coming across as horrible. Tracy Potts, thank you for the £5. Hugs, Beardo, I'm late. No, hope you were well after Mrs. Geek. Thank you, Tracy Potts. Mrs. Geek loved her Christmas gift, as did I. Never had sleep paralysis. I have sleep apnea, which I have to address soon. Yeah, apparently I've got that. You going out in the public, Beardo? No. I'm always out in public. Oh, fuck it. Do you know what? It don't matter. I've had 2 pints. No, I had 4 pints, and I'm on my second cider. So, Parple said to me, how would you feel about interviewing people you've debunked? And I was like, I can't interview liars because I'll shout at them. And he was like, yeah, you haven't got to shout at them. You can do it a certain way, whereas you can give them their voice and then you can say, but I know this, and they can say, I know this, and have this conversation. And I couldn't ever do it on a live stream because everyone, when they're live, you're torn between chat and the conversation, and I'd get my ear off. Whereas if it's pre-recorded, and it's with certain people, now, fucking, I could never do that with Proving Demons because personal. He got too personal, I got too personal. I don't think that's ever a good idea. I could never speak to Simply Strange because personal. Ghost Theory, personal. But somebody like Smug Puppy, if I could get somebody like Smug Puppy on and have a adult conversation and be like, I know you're faking. And I'm not going to back down from my thoughts on it. But could they be the ones that say, yeah, we have been faking it. We've been faking it all along. And we've grown off the debunkers. Maybe. And a lot of this is Parple's idea. Because my initial idea behind this 2 years ago was get them on a live stream, rip them to fucking pieces, and then fuck them off and be like, haha, we showed them. That's a dick move, because all I'm going to do is close everybody's eyes and ears to it. Favorite famous or fictitious ghost story? I can answer both of those in one. Shit, it's gone. It's the poltergeist case in London with the banging that they were hearing 3 or 4 doors down. Chat, somebody help me out. What? It's not the Enfield. It was set before that. The lovely, lovely lady that was involved in it as a child has been in my comment section. What was it called? Uncanny. Uncanny started from whatever it was called. I genuinely think Smug Puppy may do it. I think Smug Puppy would do it. Andrew is trash. I mean, if Andrew's got a channel by the end of this month, I'll be fucking shocked. Laurent Paul, thank you for the 149. I'm not going to say too much. Battersea, that's it. The Battersea Poltergeist. The Battersea Poltergeist is my absolute favourite. If you get people on alive to rip them out, you won't get anyone else on. Yeah, which is why if Peter slapped hand before I do, I'll be like, I don't think I need to interview any of the top 5 channels. I don't see the need. They're just regurgitating content, which is what I do. I've seen the comments. Debunkers only steal content while they're responding to fucking Ben from Simply Strange, who's regurgitated content, and they're like, Beardo's a dick, man! Ugh! Beardo steals content! Beardo doesn't steal content, and neither does fucking Ben, because I gave Ben permission. I don't like him, but he ain't stealing shit. But to go and moan to somebody reacting to reactions about his fucking reaction is infantile. I hope you step on Lego. Get Leon. Lee. I'd interview. Would I? Yeah, I'd interview Lee. I'd interview Lee. I don't think he'd ever admit it, but I'd like to. Would I interview Jason? I have interviewed Jason. My first ever live stream with a guest was with Jason. I'm going to start a drama channel, Simply Ginge. Listen, I will give Ben, I don't know that fucker much, but I will give him this. As tainted as he is with me, as much as he doesn't like me, and he's got every reason not to, because I went at him and his wife very fucking hard, he's almost called it down the middle. It's not down the middle. He left certain things out. Do you think you could talk to Colin from the Paranormal Files? Yeah. I would talk to him on this. I wouldn't meet up with him and sit down with a coffee and pretend I'm his friend. I wouldn't do that. That's two-faced. I would interview him. I'd love to get Yasko on, because Yasko was one of the few that admitted to what he was doing. Slick, thank you for the 5. So, do you on Discord? It's something that needs to be kept behind the scenes. I really hope I'm wrong. I'll take a look. I will take a look. I would, yeah, I'd speak to Colin in something controlled. I'd be deciding not to make a live from. Hey, Rubber Ducky! Rubber Ducky, you're the one. Rubber Ducky, you're so fun. You're on the board. Would you interview Bagan? Bagans wouldn't do anything like that. He has to. He's a contract with Sun and Sky Entertainment. Who has? Give Ben his props. He's committed to that channel regardless. Yeah, I mean, I've got opinions on him that I will never, ever... I've got opinions on a few of them that I will never, ever out. I can't say it online. I'll get my channel shut down. Get people like Yasko on and others, but be wary of people that might try to get in your good side in order not to be featured in a debunk. No, they'll still get a debunk on them. It'll be part and parcel of it. I think Smug Puppy will admit to it. I really do, because I don't think he'll hurt them, because nobody believes them anyway. Yasko, I think, would be fine. Kalani would be fine. And maybe that could bleed down into others. Peter, please invite Ben on and ask about the Sun and Sky Dance Entertainment contract. He'd probably just deny it. This is the thing. I would have a conversation with Colin, even though I truly believe, and if Colin is watching, tough shit, I truly believe Colin is an out-and-out liar. I do not believe a word that passes from that man's fucking mouth. And despite the fact that he has lied to me and about me, he's never been nasty or cruel. And I have been nasty and cruel to him, and I can see the fault in my own things there. At the same point, I'm no fucking mug. But listen, Ben, if somebody else wants to interview Ben, by all means go for it. But I can't speak to Ben from Simply Strange. And it's not because of the face of online bullying was bad enough. I wanted to fill the prick in. Then there was, he called me a Welsh, that fucking Welsh cunt. And I wanted to fill him in. And a few people from Wales wanted to fill him in. But then there was what he did to Rob. I will never, ever forget. I'm a fucking big dude. I can turn off emotion. Do to me whatever. But to do that to Rob, the nicest one of all of us, I'll never, ever forgive that. Ever. Wayne, appreciate you. I'll put Crystal's name on there as well, just so she doesn't appear. I don't want to say that Rob is vulnerable, because he's not. He's a grown-ass man with his own mind and stuff, but they really hurt my friend. I'll never forgive that. I'd interview Josh, because I don't think Josh is quite as fake as everyone thinks he is. I think he's... And Josh, I know you're watching, I know you're going to say love me anyway, Beardo, but I think Josh is stupid. With the greatest of respect, I think Josh is stupid. I wouldn't entertain Zach Baggins. I would not entertain him, because he's the biggest liar and grifter and controller of the paranormal. That guy knows what he's doing, 100% Bagans, and he will not admit to it because he has such a monopoly over the paranormal TV. I wouldn't interview him. Ian Lawman, I'd interview him, but it'd be a very different interview to anyone else, because I would absolutely call him out for everything I think he is. CG, I'd probably laugh at CG, to be fair, but I'd interview CG. I would. Midwest, yeah. But obviously Midwest is different right now, because I'm not asking for hearts and all that stuff. He's going fucking through it. And if I keep mentioning it, people think I'm trying to like garner sympathy for him and grow myself. I'm not about that, but he's got enough on his fucking plate. As of right now, you actually believe in God? Hey, listen, if you want to believe in a higher power and that enriches your life and makes you feel better, then believe. Absolutely believe, and don't let anyone tell you any different. If you're a dickhead about it, you're a dickhead. Hey, Mythos! Hey, back, buddy. How are we doing, Mythos? I mean, I'm saying that. I spoke to Mythos a couple of days ago. Oh, there he is. Hey, Mythos, good to see you. What about interviewing another debunker? Kind of pointless, right? Me and Dandalf speak all the time for everyone to see. Me and Mythos... Mythos obviously taking a break to get his real life shit in order. Cider Guy, people have seen us investigating. Me and Parple are very good friends. Me and Mr. Grey are very good friends. I don't know if there's much... The only one, really, would be The Shape. The Shape doesn't do lives and doesn't like lives, so... Would I interview Barry Guy? Yeah, but he'd have a bit less shade thrown at him than Ian Lawman, because he's more religious. I'm not a religious man. I'm not a religious man, but... What fucking Ian Lawman did is disgusting. What Barry Guy does is disgusting, but to say I'm an ordained exorcist when you're not. But these people will never come on. In fact, they shut people down for speaking out about them. Seg was live today. I had it on my monitor up there, and I'm editing, and I heard him say, somebody was like, oh, here's 10 Australian dollars. Can you debunk Celebrity Help My House is Haunted? And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Seg, don't do it. They hit me for 3 seconds of footage. They struck me, they struck Mythos, and I think they struck somebody else. Don't interview me, nothing new here. Fair enough. Believing in God, mess with my OCD and drove me nuts. I'm a much nicer person, so let that go. Yeah, and you can not believe in God and be every bit as good and enriched and whatever in your life as people that do. If you don't harm me, I genuinely don't care. If it doesn't harm others, I genuinely don't care. Email Captain Disillusion 2 years ago, never got back to me. He's still doing stuff, right? Can Megan get a wee? Yes, Megan. Barry Guy would have the stream down while on it. I think he would. He's a desperate, horrible, toxic piece of shit of a man. I've got no fucking time for it. But I'd interview him. Have and hope are the worst. Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference between I fake my ghosts and I'm talking to the dead that have just died for money. That is disgusting. Danny from Exploring Fighters doesn't know this, but I was standing next to Manchester Arcade earlier this year. Oh, Dan Dixon. I was with friends, and he was, so I didn't say anything. Every time I spoke to Dan Dixon has been very polite to me, very cordial to me. He's never said anything out of turn to me. I know he said stuff about me that's not cool, but whatever. You can say whatever about whoever. I mean, I went into one of his live streams a couple of weeks ago just because I saw the thumbnail. I was like, how much fucking weight have you lost? Congratulations. You know, fucking fair play to you back in the gym and stuff, because I'm not always a dickhead. And then Josh was in there like, Beardo, I still love you, bro. Dickhead, stop it. There's other people he associates with that... I mean, I always got on with Carl from Dark Arts. I've known him longer than I've had my channel. Somehow. We don't know where. Always got on with him until he copyright struck Mike from Real Evidence. And then I was like, nah, fuck that guy. I won't give him the time of day again. I was going to say howdy, but I said, like, it was a busy place. Yeah, fair enough. Would you interview Danny Moss? Absolutely fucking not. No. I interviewed Brett on this channel once. In fact, that was my first interview, was with Brett. And Brett lied to me the entire time he was on the fucking channel. And I trust Danny Moss less. Mike from Real Evidence, that debunk that he got, I think he 100% nailed it. Mike was 80% sure. I'm 100. Dandalf's debunk of my haunted hotel, and they shifted the blame because he gave them an out. I don't believe any of it. I don't trust them. I don't. And him releasing that thing where he was in the boxing gym and he's like chucking the rope and then he's throwing punches, and I was like, is that some underhanded threat? And then the way he went on the Paranormal Monkey podcast and was like, debunking this, debunking... He tried to weaponize the Paranormal Monkey podcast, and it was so uncomfortable to watch, and Justin did such a good job with it. But I go to a lot of conventions. Not a lot. I've been to some conventions. I go to a lot of events, and I don't know anyone that's ever had a pleasant word to say about him. At the same point, he has always been really fucking nice to me. Really, really fucking nice to me, to my face. But we'll do some behind the scenes shit here. You guys will not know this. Me and Purple were actually invited back to my haunted hotel. Me and Purple were supposed to have gone there about a year and a half ago, after the debunks from Seg and The Sheep came out. And some of those debunks weren't 100%. Me and Purple were allowed to go there, and the deal we made was they were not allowed to put out... they didn't want to put out a video. They refused, and we were like, fine. We were allowed to, but nobody from the project was going to be in the building with us. It was just going to be me and Purple, and we were taking like stud finders and all this stuff, and we were going to be given full access to the attic, and they agreed to it. They absolutely agreed to it in their defense. But that morning I woke up and I rung Purple and I said, I'm not going because I think we're being set up to fall. As in, I think they will stage something, and if we catch it, they'll say, hey, we tried to catch the debunkers out and they caught us, and if we don't, they will say, we caught the debunkers out, they shit at their job. And as well as that, I think that invite was to pit me and Purple against the side-eye guy in the Sheep. And I was all up for it, and then that morning I rung Purple. I was like, I can't do it. I genuinely think we're being set to fail. And Purple's exact words to me were, thank fuck, because I've got the same thoughts. And people still give me shit in other comment sections saying that I support my haunted hotel. I have not supported that building or Danny Moss since the way he went at Sarah from Fantastic Publishing. Seg and the side-eye guy, Seg and the Sheep are big enough and old enough to look after themselves. They don't need me to back them up. And I would have made things worse. Sarah from Fantastic got it worse than anyone else. And I was like, why have you gone a woman like that? Because I wouldn't. So yeah, that's a behind the scenes thing. But yeah, we were invited to go there, do this, do that, do the other, and Purple was basically only doing it thinking I wanted to do it, and then when I said I don't want to do it, he was like, thank fuck for that, because we're getting stitched up. And we didn't. And looking at everything that came out after that, you know, shouting at the fucking doll, and now all this stuff at my haunted Pendle Hill, I'm glad I never, ever, because I'd have been tricked somewhere. I missed that, would have gone for that. Yeah, he called... I'm not going to rake up over that stuff, but the Toad comment and the way he basically sent a tirade of hate at Sarah, being one of the smaller creators and being the only female creator, was fucking disgusting, and that's when I turned my back on that hotel. Victoria H and Brian the Kitty, thank you for the gifted. You know, at some point, saying stuff like that is going to bite me in the ass, but fuck them. What are you going to do? Product that beardo went once, never again. Load of rubbish. Beautiful building. And that's the other issue I've got with it, is that building was reportedly very, very haunted long before that YouTube show. And I think that most people are now just going to say, nah, bollocks to it. And the history of the building's being forgotten. and Danny Moss's mouth is being remembered. And that's sad. Because that's a fucking old building with a big, 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 long history. We're out in Pendle Hill. Mr. Gray, if you haven't watched Real Evidence recently, Mike from Real Evidence did a debunking video on my haunted Pendle Hill, and there's a apparition walks past a door frame, and he found the green screen ghost that they used, in my opinion. Simon Passan, thank you for the 14 months, big rar.
Rawr. Rawr.
You're on the board, Simon. Oh, as most of you know, my wife is a very, very soft lady. But even my wife is like, at one point, you're going to have to go at my haunted hotel, and I support you doing it. My issue is, if I do it now, they don't have a footing on YouTube anymore. And if I do it now, it's just going to be drama. Because it'll be me and Danny arguing, and it'll go beyond the paranormal, and it's fucking pointless. Nanny Pups, of course you can have an Egan.
Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls. Hot diggity, hot diggity, this kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Have I investigated the lady in the bay window yet? No, but he was in the chat earlier, and he said it can be arranged. I'd love to go there. Absolutely love to go there. And I know you can go somewhere, nothing happen. You could move in for a fucking week and nothing happen. Because he's got 2 books over accounts that are taking place over, what, 14 years? Pendle Hill, a protected area, is protected by the locals. Because people like Exploring with Fighters have gone there again this year. Every Halloween they turn up. And they're like, why are the locals chasing us off? It's because you're using a DSLR camera with a big fucking light on the top. You've all got torches and spirit boxes and you're waking everyone up. They're not turning on you because they're dickheads or they're under the witchcraft spell. It's because you're annoying the fuck out of them, and stop it. For everyone that says to me, why in the fuck are you using night vision in this place? 9 times out of 10, the lighting is poor. You need to use it. The other side of it is you don't want to annoy the neighbours. Kaza, have a good evening. I appreciate you stopping by. Does anyone know who the statue of Pendle Hill is? I don't really know enough about Pendle Hill because I switched off to it. Yvette Fielding did her thing that stirred it all up again and people kept going there. And the bits that I do know is that those ladies were never witches. It was all property and land disputes. They were never witches. It was just a ploy to take land from them. As far as I can... Could that score or scar the land? Being accused of witchcraft, being executed for it? Possibly. Spans this your friend's birthday? Peter Laws is very good. I do watch a lot of Peter Laws stuff. The Swansea Poltergeist. I've only recently read about that. I haven't seen anything about it. The statue is Alice Nutter. Oh, there we go. I choose my name because I think there are 2 rubber duckies. Fair enough. Rubber ducky, Sandy. Yeah, there's a rubber ducky that attends the community because I like rubber duckies. Swansea Poltergeist. I'll have to look into it more. Alice Nutter was also one of the singers in a band, Chumbawamba. What? Is that true? Tom Rand, good evening. Would you consider... You can't go to Heel Fanog. It's a privately owned property. And they've extended... As far as I know, they've extended the border. They do not want people there. And, listen, the UK, we don't have problems with guns and all that shit. I am not walking into a farmer's fucking land uninvited. Just saying. Because even if they shoot you with an assault rifle, that shit hurts. I know, because I got shot with one when I was a kid. It was Mia's birthday, yes. She's turned 13. Mia! Happy birthday! Have a rar.
Rawr. Rawr.
Yeah, Don't Scare Clay did excellent videos on Heel Fanog and Uncanny before it was Uncanny. It was like the Danny Robbins, whatever it was called. They were very, very, very good. Weird stories. Very weird. I'd like to make up a haunt and have a fake channel go there looking for it. It's something I considered doing. I was looking into renting a property out and claiming it to be haunted, setting up cameras. The problem is, if the team have got night vision cameras, they'll know they're being watched. Am I looking forward to the cage opening? Yes. But for different reasons. Because I've recently read an article that a lot of people have read, and the cage is not what people think it is. It's not a witch's cage. There is proof out there. If you go onto Facebook and look up Dead Cold Paranormal, he reposted the historical work that's gone in. Was it? Or was it Justin? It might have been Justin. Justin, if you're still in the chat, Paranormal Monkey, was it you or Mark that posted that link to the cage? It's not quite as old as people think. And it was never a witch's cage. The witch's cage was actually about half a mile up the road. Random button push.
Yeah. Oh, fucking twat.
That was good. Found shotguns are worse than men with wooden spoons. Absolutely. I want to go to the cage. It's a prison, small one, not just for witches. Yeah. I'm interested to see what evidence comes out within now that the history has been argued against. You once met Nicolas Cage. Oh, that was cool. You can interview me, Beardo, every time I wake up Sunday early. I was intimidating feeling of scapathesia. That's a German friend. I'm freaking myself out right now. Pan me, Beardo. Don't mean for conversation. Panned.
You've been panned.
Dude! Bro! Dude! Bro! Demons! Demons, bro! Murders! We've caught a ghost!
It was Justin that reposted the article. Right, it wasn't Dead Cold then. Very sorry. When the Richard Felix... I don't know. I haven't heard from him. I think they're quite busy this time of year, I guess. I think it's still on. I mean, there's plans to do stuff after all over the UK. But I'll let you know about that when that happens. But so far, I haven't heard anything, to be honest. It's not my event. I've just been asked to be a part of that event. Cag! How are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, do not go onto Facebook and search for Cag. Bad idea. Paranormal Monkey, I hope it's a mailing box. I found a gift I need to give to Justin. I told him to set one up. The other thing we could do, if Justin... Listen, P.O. boxes are very expensive. Cost me £49 a month. If Justin can't warrant the cost of a P.O. box, maybe I could get it sent to me and then I could get it to him because it'd be cheaper. He'd have to fucking pay me for the postage I've got to use, though. Because he'd probably give me his address. Don't look for Cag on Facebook. Honestly, you get a fucking warning threatening to ban you from Facebook. Jennifer Taylor, in the new year, the gaming is coming back, but it'll be on the second channel. I am keeping this channel for the Sunday and the Tuesdays and the 3 videos. Nothing else is going on this channel anymore outside of shorts. Shorts will be whatever it is. Not suitable for mum. How are you doing? I'm going to split the content because I had too many fingers and too many pies on this channel. I think it's damaged my channel. Firefly, hello. PO Box is $60 a month. Right? It's $49, which if you translate it, yeah, it's about the same. Thank you, Sky Talker. Yeah, I'll have a word with Justin. If somebody really wants to send him something and he can't afford it, I'll give my PO Box and then I'll as long as he pays the postage, I'll send it on to him. Because, this may shock some of you, I'm not a fucking millionaire. I think I've told some people about this. I had somebody that I know very well, that I used to work with, be like, oh, you're a millionaire now? You fucking what? No, I'm not. He was like, close to? Like, no, nowhere fucking near. Absolutely fucking not. I don't earn what you used to earn. And he was shocked. He was like, oh, basically, he saw my car and he was like, can't believe you got the same car. I thought you'd have a Lambo. I'm not a petrol head for a start. GB. Explore with GB. Thank you very much. I appreciate you exploring with JB. Because you spend money on dolls like you are. They're like £22. I'll leave you a little secret here. Possum Pete, he's down there. Little secret here. These I collect. I've been collecting for fucking years and years and years. There's years worth of these things all over the place. And after I bought most of them, I got told that as long as I review them on TikTok and YouTube in shorts, I can claim a certain amount back. So the last two, Daredevil and the Punisher, I've put in tax returns for them because I've done reviews on them. It doesn't mean they're free by any stretch, but there's a little bit of kickback for it. But there you go. But yeah, fuck. Thought I was a millionaire. Really? Channel my size, you thought I was a millionaire? There are people with millions of subscribers, not millionaires. Jesus. Plus, I get demonetized, not demonetized, but I get lower ad revenue because I swear too much. Union and chat just popped in to say hi. Hope all is well. Went to George Jarvis School yesterday, an event with Dr. Kieran O'Keefe and Richard Felix. They're lovely, lovely blokes, both of them. This time next year, Beardo, I'll never be a millionaire. Beardo wants my Range Rover. Absolutely, I do. I drove Mama Geek's Range Rover the other day. I stopped on traffic lights. I saw two guys stood there. I rolled down the window. I didn't even have drugs, but I felt like a drug dealer. Lee should start reviewing Kansas Stella. There's only so far I can go with that, I feel. You know? Alright, what are we? 10 minutes off. Let me go to real evidence. Have you set your premiere up yet, Yes, he has. This left the bunkers scratching their heads. It fucking did. Yeah, I probably should have talked about this a bit. So I went to the Four Crosses. Somewhere I said I'd never do again. I said I would never do the Four Crosses again because it's cold and it ain't fucking haunted. And I went there with 3 Spires, Staffies, and Mike from Real Evidence. And we had the most fucking bizarre night. Like, really bizarre. To the point where I don't think it's going to be in any of the videos, but we investigated a urinal system for an hour to try and chase noises, and it didn't work. Absolutely bizarre, and I'm convinced. Crow Judas, thank you for the 2. I'm the champ, Beardo. Fuck off. My belt. Everybody that's had that wrestling belt since me is just... Look, I've got the real one. It's there. Fuck you. When we get to see it, my video is going to be months off because I'm so behind. But the pinned message at the top of the chat will take you through to Real Evidence and you'll see his video from the investigation. I can't believe he's done that since fucking Thursday. We had 7 or 8 cameras running, so that would be 12 to 14 microphones and the 3 external microphones, the zooms. I've never actually turned my zoom on in a location, but we kept getting these noises. Like, I gotta turn this on, and it's captured stuff that I can't explain. So Mike's video will be out. We'll send everyone over in the next 5 minutes to Real Evidence's investigation, or video of the fucking incredible. I came out of the four crosses, as did Mike, as did Lee. If they're in the chat, they'll tell you. And all of us said the same thing. That's the most active night we have ever had anyway. We're not saying that it was a ghost. We are not saying that it was 100% paranormal. What we're saying is we couldn't work out what the fuck was going on in there, and we spent hours chasing down sounds. I never have to do that normally. To the point where it's not in the video because I just put my camera down and me and Mike are opening doors as slowly as we can and then ripping doors as quick as we can to see if we can recreate this sound, and we could never ever do it. Julianne, thank you for the 2. Bizarre night. Absolutely bizarre night. I hope one of them is still in the chat because I left there questioning myself. It's true, we did very interesting night. Can't wait to go back. Real Evidence. Now, most of you that have watched Mike from Real Evidence will completely understand when I say this. He's more skeptical than I am. And he was the first one to experience something. To the point where he said, I've just heard, and then he explains what he heard. I went, oh, bollocks. I thought he was winding me up. Then he heard it a second time, and I'm like, oh, fuck, come on. You're having a laugh. And then I heard him, like, what the fuck? I'll replay this event for you. I heard a sound. And I did this. And then I locked eyes with Mike across the room from me, and he was doing this. And I went, you heard that, did you? And he went, that's what I've been hearing. I was so fucking excited. So excited. And then we were like, right, fuck it, leave it. We leave all the cameras, all the mics running, and we left. And compared to certain channels, it won't blow your mind. But for a bunch of real people doing a real investigation without adding anything, without claiming something is a ghost when it's not, hopefully you'll be very excited about what we captured, because it... Hey, Marilyn. All right, love, your beardo. Catch you later, Marilyn. It blew my mind. And me and Mike we've talked about going back as either 2 or 3 of us instead of numerous teams to eliminate having to split. But if those noises don't happen again... And when I say we were debunking, we were looking at, has our positioning in a room changed the way a sound could... Honestly, watch Mike's video tonight. 3 Spires when his comes out, and then mine when mine comes out eventually, because I had malfunctions on my cameras and I'm missing some footage. But Mike, 3 Spires have been very kind and been like, right, we'll send you all of our footage and you can fill in the blanks with our footage, because basically my battery ran out twice and it deleted a fuckload of content. Fuming. I've saved as much as I can, but yeah, they've been very, very good. Good morning, Sandra Peachy. So it's something like... Angel, I have been... I mean, you saw me and Mike at Lanrumney Hall, where we both heard something distinctive. It stopped us. I got a bit fearful, and it wasn't captured on video. And I was like, bollocks to it. There are noises that we hoped would be captured in this building, and they were. And it blew my mind. I have never had the amount of debunks, or potential debunk. We tried to debunk everything, and we couldn't. Fucking incredible. Don't forget my invitation to the fort. To the fort? What, Fort Nothy? Noth? It was a demon that sucked your battery dry. It wasn't. It was fucking cold in there. Really fucking cold in there. But there was some fucking weird shit in that building. Really weird. So we are at 58 minutes. At the top of the chat, you will see a link for Real Evidence Paranormal. How in the fuck he's edited this since Friday when we got home? I don't know. But this is the thing. We were all so excited. We've all been just forwarding. Like, we captured it. We captured it. We've all just been sharing stuff for the last couple of days because it's blown our minds. I played one clip to my mother-in-law over the pub earlier, and she was like, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "Dunno. You tell me." Because that sound shouldn't have been there. It was an empty pub. We weren't even inside the building when it happened. So, do please all go and check out Real Evidence Paranormal. Link at the top. It's a fucking good one. Mine will be out in about 6 months, so hopefully you've forgotten about it and then watch mine. Ha ha! No better, the private access. Wait, what? Oh, right, that makes sense. You'll have to message me again about it. I'm very sorry. I've been so busy the last couple of months. Like, the last 3 weeks, I haven't stopped. But I appreciate you all. Thank you all very, 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 very much. Go and check out Mike's video because he'll tell you. First time in 3 years where he's gone, I don't fucking know. Appreciate you all. Much love to you all. Thank you all for your kindness. Thank you for filling the board. Beardo out.
When you feel it coming down, the beetle goes around and in a row. Can I get a row? Dressed up like a T-Rex with that perfect strut. All the people in the chat's just going nuts. You need a row. Can I get a row? If you're not feeling well, it's a nice surprise to get her off a beer.
We'll get this out of the way quick. What the fuck you all doing here? Go and watch Real Evidence right now. I've linked it. But what the ghosts eat with their meatballs? Spook Etty. Spook Etty. Tough crowd. Spook Etty.
When you feel it coming down.